Top of the AM, top of the afternoon. What's goody, what's goody, what's goody? Lord Racer definitely in the building. And first, appreciate that, big dog. Bricks Lenny is definitely in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, 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 yes. What's good, man? How y'all doing? How's everything? Let me turn my phone down, my volume down. What's going on? What's going on? Wagwan, wagwan. Me? You ask? I'm okay. I'm a little, I don't want to use the term under the weather, but my throat is starting to feel a little, pause, first of all. Let's clear that right now. But I'm starting to feel a little itchy feeling, So I've been knocking down halls. Um, I need to get some cough medicine just in case. I've been coughing a little bit too. So before it gets serious, I'm gonna have to go buy some cough medicine. He's always been working on the sore throat pause, but I think I'm gonna have to get some. Oh, and that green tea. Kevin was telling about the green tea too. I definitely need to do the green tea. Really, I should have been doing just that. Started yesterday. Kevin Finley is definitely in the building. Salute. Michelle J is definitely in the building and with the good game and that good old vitamin C. I'll be BSing. That's what it is. Like I'll be telling myself what I'm gonna do or what I should be doing, and then I'll be talking, moving around. Me and the wife be hanging out, TV, trying to figure. I mean, I'll be doing everything else but what I need to be doing. It's like my boy Bird say, do what you ought to do, not what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get it together. But I'm happy to see y'all, man. I'm happy to see y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I know I'm a little later than usual, but we here though. Most important, we are here. Can't be mad at that. Got a couple things I want to talk about. Some things I've been. Whew. I always had these topics in my mind about things I want to talk about, and I got something written down too. But the ones that I written down kind of sucked, so I'm gonna reframe them. But I'll be having topics in my mind about stuff I want to talk about, and the conversation be super interesting, right? But then you start to realize that a lot of the conversations you have, like inside your friend groups or maybe a one-on-one with somebody or however, barbershop talk, whatever, sometimes you realize that conversation, though it was a great conversation, a lot of layers, a lot of things, everything ain't for the public, the mass public, right? And not like I'm talking to the mass public here, but you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'll be having thoughts in my head and I'll be like, oh, that's a great conversation. I'm write that down. Boom, I write it down. Then I'll get here and I'll read over the question and think about the layered conversation. And I'll be like, yeah, that's a great conversation, but I don't know if that's for here. Not that I can't be vulnerable and open and transparent. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a conversation that I'm probably may have joined in on that was somewhere in the privacy of the area I was in. And we talked about yesterday, right? The different nuances. Excuse me, that's my horse. First of all, this is rude. You should not be eating candy, cough medicine, cough drops, throat lounges, anything while you're recording and talking to the camera. But since I am not under the weather, I said I wasn't using that term, but throat itchy, right? I can't help but to have the pause here. I'm not gonna be pausing all damn day either. So I'm just trying to get right. So yeah, but we talked about the nuances and the context and conversation. It's hard to have that conversation without context and nuances. These nuances. So the good thing is you guys are smarter than the average people who just be talking back and forth on live and building community. You guys get it. Which actually hats off to all y'all too, because it's not just like the whole follower crowd of whoever is on the other side of the camera talking about. Okay, I can't talk with this in my mouth. I'm gonna have to spit it out. But inside my paper, inside the hall paper. So it's not like because I need it again, but I can't. As I'm talking, it just keep you get it. But yeah, so but I'm going to talk about this conversation anyway because it's about someone specifically, and I want to get you guys' opinion on how it's being handled. Very pop culture-ish, very like things I wouldn't be talking about on a regular, but the conversation was had, and I thought the people's opinion on it, the guy's opinion on it, were interesting to say the least. Right? So we'll start here. This conversation happens to be about who? Who? Yes, you guessed it, Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez. So, let me give you the backstory because I don't have the clip or the interview. Jennifer Lopez was doing an interview with someone, and the topic of love came up, which obviously it would, with her personal life being so public, right? They talked about her ex uh, relationships, or husbands, or fiancés, or boyfriends, or you know what I mean, whatever. They talked about how she said, I don't want to misquote her, right? I'm also not a journalist. So if I do misquote her, I don't have that responsibility as a journalist to be worried about. So forgive me, J-Lo, if I mess this up. Not that you're ever going to hear this, but here I go, right? So J-Lo says all her exes couldn't love her properly. And she almost stopped there. Then came the cleanup. I'm not saying clean up to be sarcastic, like she needed to add that on to clean it up. But the way my brain works, my brain be silly like that, and I'm like, oh, you added that on to clean it up. Anyway, so then she says, but I also couldn't love myself properly. Ergo, how could they have loved me properly if I couldn't love myself properly? Right? So, to the untrained eye or untrained ear, you would think it was like super deep, right? Relationships didn't work out. They had some issues. They both realized that maybe they were in over their heads. Maybe there was some work to be done. We all have our trauma and triggering issues. So maybe we need to separate and get ourselves right first before we step to someone about a relationship. Which would be cool if me, not y'all, not anybody else, if I believed it. Like, if I believe that, then yeah, that would have been smooth. But I don't believe that. You know what I mean? I believe you said what you said, and then you came with a cleanup at the end. I know, I know, I know. I don't want to sound like that. I don't want to be like that. But I think that's what happened. And I'm trying to think to myself, like, she was engaged. I don't have the facts, but I think, is it 7, 8 times, something like that? I hope I'm not all the way off. If I'm way off, that's crazy. But I think she was engaged at least a high amount of times. I don't know how many times she was married. A lot of different relationships. Are you telling me, in all this growth, years of the business, early on fly girl stuff to early acting roles to big time actress status to big pop star cultural icon in a sense with pop music and dance, high end famous relationships. You telling me that none of them was ready for love, or couldn't love you properly, and nothing was it ever your fault at all? Is there any accountability? It's tough. It's tough. It really is tough. It really is, and it's it's tough because you also, it's like you want to say what I feel may be the truth as I see it, which I don't know yet. We don't know anything, right? But how I feel, what I recognize, what's familiar to me, that sounds like no accountability and you blaming everybody. So much so that one of those exes, I forgot his name, wasn't nobody famous. One of those exes said, hey, don't quote me here, because he literally did not say what I'm about to say, but this is how I heard it. Hey, don't blame us for you being crazy, for you being a cheating ass bitch, right? For you being a hater of my life and tried to blame and tried to make me think that I hated you in your career, I resented you in your career, right? You were the worst. That's what my man said, who was married to her at one point in her life. Excuse me. So, I mean, that's what I heard. Don't quote me, and you can't quote me because he literally didn't say that. But what I heard kind of sound like that. So, there's that. It's kind of hard when you have these conversations and what I noticed too. Another interesting conversation. I talked about it on my last stream. I had an interesting conversation with one of my good friends the other day. We were talking about men and women, or women being able to hold themselves accountable in relationships. And that conversation kind of went way to the left. Way to the left. And it got, we talked about that yesterday, right? It went to the whole, all men are evil and women are just kind of like responding to y'all. And I didn't like that conversation. Not that men haven't ruled the world and did some heinous things all throughout history, for sure, right? But I was mad that the conversation drifted from black men and black women and the narrative that being put out on them on social media to and accountability shown on both sides to like now all men are evil and men ruin the world, and I don't want to have the conversation. Can't wait. Okay, so I don't want to. I hear you what you're saying. A singer won't find satisfaction with one person. Are you saying, which I don't know, are you saying that Miss Lopez is a swinger? Because that I don't know. And not being funny, I literally don't know. Are you saying she's a swinger? Because that's interesting for a couple of reasons. That would be crazy. And you know what's crazy too? When you think about the guy, the ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, who was with J Lo at one point, and she's this big time actress and pop star. You be dang, you know how to get that. I sleep last night. We talked about that yesterday. Um, what I was saying. Oh, what was I talking about with Jennifer Lopez though? I forgot my point. I forgot. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. But if that's crazy, that's crazy. If she really is Kim, that's kind of crazy. That would be, yeah. That would be crazy. Though I don't think that she. Let me shut up. I don't know. That would be crazy. I hope that's not the case. I don't even know why I hope that's not the case. But for some reason, I hope that's not the case. I love random facts. Don't you? Kev came with the random fact right there, which I think. First of all, I want to put that on him. I think he's saying something, and I don't want to put it on him as to what he is saying. You know what I mean? So I don't want to make that mistake either. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Her and Mark Anthony are allegedly. I gotta say that, Kev. You know the deal. Allegedly, J Lo and Mark Anthony are swingers, right? I did hear the alleged story about Will Smith and Jada some years back, but I never really got a confirmation, which is crazy because how do you get a confirmation if a couple is swinging outside of videotape something? Yeah. You know, I used to think when I was young and dumb and super horny, right? I used to think that you can do some of these lifestyles you be hearing about, whether it's polyamorous or a swinging lifestyle or whatever the case may be. And you always think like your young, dumb, horny mind will tell you want to do all these things. But as you get older, I'm older, that changes for you a lot. I'm not saying that you won't no longer be sexual or a freak or whatever you consider yourself, right? What I'm saying is that when you get older, some things you value differently. And even with how you look at things as a young adult, it will change because even without the experience of that thing, right? Say if you were young and you had a girlfriend or you married your high school sweetheart or whatever the case may be, and threesome was on your bucket list thing to do one day. Maybe it was an idea that y'all talked about. Maybe she would bless you she would kind of grant you access to that, right? But then as you start to think, if that ain't your thing, if that's your thing, I'm not talking to you. But if that ain't your thing, you may be curious about it, whatever the case may be. Once you start thinking about what that could be, then you be like I'm horny, but I'm not that horny. Like I'm not that uh, I don't know. It's just because I remember all the stuff I wanted to do when I was younger, and then I got older and I didn't want to do none of that shit. Like you know what I mean, I started loving my life differently. I loving my wife differently. Like and like the closer we got, the deeper in love we got. I didn't want to not it's not share, but I didn't want to engage in the extras. Right now we can do our own thing, my wife and I. But I'm saying with the extras of the people and company and all that stuff, I didn't want to engage in none of that. I never even presented that to her because I've been off that. But I always think it was interesting when people who do participate and attend and go. You know, I mean, obviously, let me get straight. I've done these things before. I'm talking about introducing them in a new relationship, or if that's your thing and your partner doesn't know that side of you, or doesn't know in its full extent. So I'm always leery on that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's kind of you feel me though? Do you? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Something I just think. And here's the thing too: when you're, if we're talking sexually, right? Matter of fact, I would love to have. See if I can get my boy Rob on. Let me see if Rob's home. So I'm gonna bring him on and talk. Rob talks about sex stuff and stuff like that. Let me see if Rob answers the phone. Because if he does, I want to get him on live, talk about some things. Calling him now. He's on speaker. Yo. My good brother Rob, how are you doing?
Man, super blessed. What's cracking?
I'm good. You're on live stream, so watch what you say because you may incriminate yourself.
Oh, yeah, because nothing I say is actual true. I'm trolling.
There it is. Good. Okay, look. So, what are you doing right now? Are you driving?
I'm in the car. I literally just left the store.
Okay. I wanted to actually get you on live stream right now to talk. I have some sex questions or lifestyle, risque lifestyle questions, and I wanted to talk to someone who not only is maybe educated in certain lifestyles, which I'm not saying you are as far as experience, but you're mature enough to talk about these things without being like, we don't do kink shame, we don't do none of that stuff. So I would love to kind of have that conversation while I'm on live.
Okay, when you want to do it?
I'm on now, so I didn't know when you got to get to your house or whatever you got to do.
Give me a few minutes.
Okay, all right, all good.
And I will send me the link. And,
my man.
I will hop in the live.
My man. Okay, I'll do it now.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna bring my I know. But see, look, Michelle, this wasn't the plan, right? I didn't have a plan. You know what? Maybe I should plan it. So maybe I shouldn't have that conversation now. And yeah, you know what? I'll do that. So what's tomorrow? Friday? Maybe we can do it Friday. Okay, you just reminded me. Okay, let me call him back. It's kind of irresponsible of me and immature, but we grown. We'll be fine. I'm calling back and let them know. Keep JT List definitely in the building.
Hello.
I just thought about it. It'll be better if we do an actual episode, and I will be log on and whatever and do the whole.
Like planning for real?
Yeah, like what you doing tomorrow?
Just gonna be alive.
Yeah, it's gonna be live stream.
No, I'm gonna be alive tomorrow.
Oh no, that's awesome. Yeah, for sure. That's the plan. At 11 a.m. you want to go live, and then I have a bunch of questions for you at that time.
Heck yeah.
Oh, super dope. So I'll make a cover of stuff tonight. So tomorrow for Homeroom, we'll go live. You'll be my special guest, Mr. Howard 365, and I'll have a bunch of questions about risque things, and we'll break a lot of these things down because I think they're interesting, and I want to talk to it amongst the people.
Man, that's gonna be awesome. I'll even tell my audience about it too.
Please, you know what we can do? You know now with YouTube, we can collab.
Let's collab.
We collab and then it'll be on both of our pages.
Boom.
My man, tomorrow at 11. But I'll talk to you later, so we'll get it set up.
All right, for sure.
Okay, bro. Peace. All right, so look. You heard it here first. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., it'll be homeroom, but it'll be a different kind of homeroom. It's different, right? So this homeroom is going to be, I don't have a title yet, but it's going to be about sex. Sex. Yep. So tomorrow at 11 a.m., the homeroom episode is going to be about sex. Yes. Right after your coffee, right? Maybe in the middle of your lunch hour, maybe in the beginning of the afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. Tomorrow we're going to talk about sex. Yep. And I'm going to talk to somebody who's really, really good at this conversation. I think it's going to be super dope. Nick is definitely in the building. Nick, where you been, big dog? I ain't seen you, man. We miss you, bro. Hope all is well, bro. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., we'll be talking about sex. Okay? Sex. So, I think it'll be super cool. I think that'd be a great conversation. It's going to be a real interesting conversation. I'm going to have a ton of questions for him. I got to do all the research tonight and get to covering all that stuff tonight, whatever. So, but that way, yeah, I think that'd be dope. I need to come up with a dope cover, too. Yeah, I am. Think about it. Anyway, so what y'all on, man? Everything is good, Nick. I appreciate you, big dog. Everything is great. What y'all on today? I'm I'm good. As you can see, I've been coughing and stuff, but I showed up. And nobody's here, so I got to worry about getting nobody sick. Just like I said, itchy, itchy, itchy. You know? What's been going on? Plotting. Hey, Kev, you always at work, bro. You be getting in. Kev, hey, one thing Kev don't do is play about that money. Kev is going to get in work. He'll get to it. Bro work like 40,000 hours a week. Bro be going in. Hoss. Let me tell you why I picked Hoss too. Let me tell you, be real with you. I'm glad you asked. So you know how you can tell your throat is about to be a little off. So you get like you may laugh one time and that laugh be extra out, and then you can feel the little phlegm or whatever. And I'm like, nope, we not finna do that. So what I did was I stopped at 7-Eleven on the way home. And I stopped at 7-Eleven. I said, okay, boom. I'm about to get some cough drops or whatever, strep throat medicine. Let me see which one I'm going to get. So I looked, hit the aisle, you walk to 7-Eleven, boom, hit the left, boom. First aisle, got the little cough drops in there. So I'm looking at Halls, Honey Lemon, Ricola, Cherry. Halls, Honey Lemon, Ricola, Cherry. $4.49 for Honey Lemon Halls. $5.44 for Cherry Ricola. So I start in my mind. I start telling myself, "Damn, which ones work better?" Knowing that whatever bag I choose is not gonna fix whatever the fuck is wrong with me today, right? But that's how off I be in my head. I didn't even think that far. I'm thinking, "Damn, okay, that's cheaper." But I do like the flavor of honey lemon more. You know, I don't know why. More than cherry. But Ricola, their branding is better than Hall's, which will make you think you're spending more money on branding, you must got better medicine, right? Which is all false. But while you're standing there in the aisle, it's working, right? So I'm telling myself, but Ricola got better branding and look like, you remember the old commercials, right? Ricola. You remember the old commercials. So looking at the bags back and forth, and I'm like, man, I got to make a decision. I got to make a decision because I got the Halls right here. I got the Ricola right here, cherry, honey lemon, $4.49 or whatever I said, and $5.44, whatever I think I said about the bag is. I'm looking at the bag, standing for a minute. The guy, 7-Eleven guy, right? My man's the Indian guy standing in front. He like looking at me like, what you gonna do? Not like pressure. He was more so anticipating, almost like they had a bet going about which bag I'm gonna choose. And I'm standing there, I'm like, damn, I don't know what bag to choose. I don't know. Which one gonna make me a real nigga? Which one, what would a real nigga choose, right? I'm sitting there like, what would a real nigga choose right now? I grabbed the Halls and I was like, is it the Halls though? Then I looked at the Ricola. I went for the Halls and stopped and then looked at the Ricola. And I'm like, damn, Ricola, but the bag looked nicer. Damn. But that's whatever cents more. And that is cheaper, but the marketing ain't as good as. So I'm standing there. I look at the Indian dude. He looked back at me. I look at the Halls. The Halls looking at me. I switch, look at the Ricola. Ricola look back. They look at each other, right? So now I'm looking at them, and I'm like, damn, I got to make a choice before everything gets smoked in here, right? Because I'm also, my head is on swivel. I'm in the hood a little bit, so I'm like, all right, well, I got to keep watching out. So I look at the Halls. Boom. Halls look at me. Boom. Halls look at the Ricola. They look at each other. I look at the 7-Eleven dude. I'm looking. I give him the eye like. It's going down, right? He looked at me like he put his hand under the counter like he ready for whatever, right? And then I look and I was like, okay, you know what? I think I got it. In my head, I'm doing the math. What will make the final decision? Which one would a real nigga choose, right? So I look at the Halls. I'm like, 19 tablets? Ricola? 10 tablets? You tried to play me. Ricola tried to play me. The 10 tablets? But the 19 over here? snatched me a honey lemon, gave a high five to 7-Eleven, walked out the store. It was so smooth, he don't even know I didn't even pay for him. Walked right out, went home, bam, now I'm on my last one, which I just stuck back in this wrapper. End of story. How y'all doing though? What's going on? Everything going good? That's how I made my choice. That's how I made my choice. Yeah, you got to. You got to. Kev, it's too late, Kev. Kev, it's too late. They didn't show up like I needed them to show up. Ricola did not show up like I needed them to show up. Went with the honey lemon. I was close, but they played me with the. They played me 10 tablets for the 544. No, honey lemon had the 19 tablets. Boom, snatched that up. Boom, walk right out. Smooth getaway. Wait a minute. Oh, that's that good diet. Good diet. What's that? Good diet and good exercise. Cause yeah, nah. I've been sick like 5 times in 5 years. But hey, Bricks, I'm trying to tell you, look, hey, it was so smooth, right? He was so impressed because he was thinking to himself like, because I know, look, I didn't hear him and he didn't say this, right? But the dude at 7-Eleven, I'm thinking to myself like, he's sitting there, he got to be thinking, damn, I'm not gonna do the Indian accent because that would just be not good, right? So, but I'm assuming this is what he's saying. So forget the accent. I think he looking at me in the aisle. I'm looking at the calls looking at me, call looking back and forth. I think he looking at me like, damn, he looked like a real nigga. What's a real nigga gonna do? I have to see what a real nigga gonna do. And it was like all meant to be because nobody else was in the store. So he could devote all his attention to me being a real nigga, trying to make this choice instead of scanning for the line, missing real nigga shit going on. You feel me? So it was all displayed perfectly. It should have been filmed, really. Really, the way I made that choice, the way I broke that down and made that choice, it should have been filmed and then shown to HBCUs all over the nation. That's how I feel about it. Yeah. No, for sure. I still gotta get the tea. You're right. You're right. All that said, I still gotta get the tea. I gotta get the tea. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back though. But see, when I go back, I already know what I'm gonna do. So, But it's hard. Here's the thing. It's hard to do the Ricola when they offer me the 10. But first of all, to make it worse, here's to make it worse. To make it worse, I had the number off. So the honey lemon drops, it wasn't what I say? How much I said? I forgot, but it was more than 10, like 8, 15, 19, something like that. That's not even a real number. The real number is, can you see? 30 drops. Oh, here it is. 30 drops. 30. Ricola trying to offer me the half of that, almost the less than half of that. I didn't like that. But all y'all saying Ricola is better. Damn, I don't want to go with the Ricola. Whatever. And then also too, when I go back, you cannot argue the 30. 30 drops for the 444? 30 drops for the Jay-Z album? You gotta, you got to. See, I know. See, Jen, so don't do me. All y'all talking about the Ricola, Jen, Kev, Michelle J. I think Bricks Liddy may have agreed with y'all, but to all y'all saying that, I know. Here's the thing, though, too. When I go back to the same 7-Eleven, which I might just do, because it's right here around the corner. When I go back, will the same guy watch me walk in there? And is he gonna watch me switch up? Like, is he like, oh shit? Look, because I feel like this is how it's gonna go. Now, whether you believe me or not, that's either you being a real nigga or a hater, right? Well, what I'm about to say. But this is how I feel like it's gonna go. When I go back, right, since I was such a real nigga in the 7-Eleven, I might return to a low-key celebration, right? So when I walk in, I can see my man now, like, yo, this is my man I was talking about. This is the real nigga that was earlier. Remember I told y'all about that? And I feel like all employees, even though it's usually 2 7-Eleven employees in a whole store, I feel like 9 or 10 gonna come out of everywhere. From the back cooler, the bathroom, the little room by the ATM in the back, 2 on the counter that was on the low that don't really stand up. Everything, what they do is pop up and just slide a new pizza in the section and then go back down under the bottom. I feel like everybody gonna come out like, yo, he back, real nigga. Like in a bit, I feel like that's what they're gonna do. Whether you believe it or not, it's gonna tell if you're a hater or you're a real nigga. So I'll let you choose. So when I walk in, I feel like he gonna look at me. I walk to the aisle. I'm looking like, damn, they staring at me. He watched a real nigga make a solid choice earlier, but now I'm back. Like I'm changing my decision. Like that wasn't a solid choice. Like what real nigga makes mistakes? Nah. So do I like grab and do I like do like a it's like a fast move. You gotta learn it. I learned it real back in the elementary when I used to steal, right? So you like grab the bag to do the low grab. Y'all didn't even see it. You hear, and didn't even see it, right? Do I grab the bag and do the low grab, right? Grab the bag, fake grab the bag, low grab here, right? You too focused here, you didn't even see it. But do I do that and then grab the Ricola on the low? Pay for the lemon, walk out the Ricola with the hoodie tuck, and then everything's back in order. They continue to agree I'm a real nigga. I did a low-key bitch made switch up because y'all said it. And then I get home and get the proper medication. All right. All right. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Word. Look, hey, Bricks Liddy, another real one. Another real one. They know the move. They know the move. Yeah. All right, since y'all said it, I'm gonna get the Ricola. That's the one. I'm gonna get the Ricola. Since y'all said that's the one, right? It's like double strength, better. And you're right. Don't and look, Halls is cheap, but Halls been good to me for years. Don't try to play me. Halls been good. First of all, don't try to front on Halls like y'all didn't start on Halls. First of all, there was no Ricola around for a minute, and Halls was the one, right? Back when it was just the blue pack, they had one flavor. That flavor was called Ice Antarctica Cold as Shit Fresh Mint. That whole name, you can look it up. You Google that whole entire name. That was the name of the first Halls. Ice Cold as Shit Antarctica Fresh Mint. That's what it was called. One flavor. They have no options. Y'all got options now. Y'all bougie. Y'all arrogant. You get honey lemon, cherry. You can get sweet Georgia pie or whatever. I'm making that last one up. But what I'm saying is that back in the day, wasn't no Ricola. It wasn't no three men standing in their Yoda outfits with the long horns saying, Ricola. That commercial ain't happened yet. Y'all don't feel me, though. They call Ricky, he gave him a nickname. They call him Ricky's. I'm asleep. I'm asleep. I didn't even know the nicknames. Halls ain't got no cool nickname. I'm mad at that. Now I'm hot about that. Because Halls is Halls. That's how you call them. They don't got no cool nickname. It ain't Hall and Oates like the band that recently broke up, which I'm very mad about. But I may be a little too old to y'all for y'all to know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to even go there with that. They're not called Hall and Oates or nothing like that. They just call Halls. Ain't no nickname for them. But y'all call them Rickies? I'm asleep. I'm asleep. Yeah, I'm so frustrated with life right now. I'm going to go back too, and I'm going to get them Rickies. You know what I mean? And they better work. I mean, because I'm on the last Halls, and I can't front. Cannot front. I don't feel any better. Nope. I don't. Throat still scratchy. Every time I laugh, it sounds like an old lady is yawning in my throat, and I'm mad about that. So, you know. Hey, Michelle, you feel me? Hey, Loki, I was hurt. I got that off. I did. I got that off. And don't be front me. Hey, don't front me on my own live. I got that off. Hey man, all right. I'm gonna get these Rickies. Look, hey, me too. How about that breakup? What? Come on, man. Look, I wish there was a way where YouTube you could play like a little bit of the song, you know, because I would be what? Hall and Oates had the jams. Come on, man. They had too many jams. Yeah, man. Damn, why I only buy one of these bags? I tripped. Which one is this? This is Relief. Oh, y'all get the wrong ones? They got three different kinds. They got Soothing, Relief, and Defense. No, Defense supposed to... No, first of all, I don't trust defense. So you got the Hall's defense, which I'm assuming supposed to be vitamin C, right? But the Hall's defense ain't like emergency. I like emergencies. Put in the water, emergencies. I'll buy some of them. I don't have none right now though. But what you supposed to do with the Hall's defense? Just randomly buy Hall's defense all this time so you can just be randomly cool? So you trying to get me with the marketing again? No, we're not doing that. No, y'all don't get to do defense. Y'all do relief and soothing or fix, whichever one, right? Relief, soothing, and make a new one called fix. Halls do that. Y'all don't get to do defense. I'm not buying bags of Halls when nothing wrong. Just so I can prep for the sore throat for the winter. We're not doing that. You're not getting me on that. You already got me today. You gave me 30 pieces of Halls that didn't work, right? The people was telling me I should have bought the Rickies, right? Even though the number was drastically lower than the Halls, and I didn't get them. And they telling me that they work double time than the no. A part two of this is not happening. I'm going in right this time. I don't care what the nigga at the register is saying, and I'm gonna do it fast, low, and I'm gonna get up out of there, head back to the house. I'm A1. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? What's them? They got zinc. I ain't never had them. Hey, they probably work too though. Huh? Like you just gotta sacrifice some taste for a couple months, right? They probably work, but I mean, you ain't gonna be able to taste dinner for like a couple months. But other than that, though, you're going to be straight. That's funny. Excuse me. Yeah, I was mad about these hall things. I got to go back, too. I'm going to be sick. Hold up. Okay. Man, what's today? Today Thursday, huh? You know what's funny? I don't even look at you know when you getting old? I hate when I be on this, but it is what it is. You know when you get old, you realize how old you are when Fridays don't mean the same, right? You almost look at Fridays like you look at Mondays. That's when you start getting old. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I said it. I don't care about how mad you are either. I said it. When you get to a certain point in your age, Fridays, same thing as a Monday. Yeah, I said it. And I mentioned this too on the podcast one time, on the live stream one time, when I said another thing I realized too. When you get to a certain, what's the word I want to use? I don't want to use getting older no more, or I don't want to use old, or when you get adult, grown, and people try to. Let me see if I can circumvent that. Because if I say when you get to a certain season, that's too close to seasons. So season saints in the church, and that's 60 and over. We ain't doing that. We ain't there yet. So, boom. See, right? So, okay, I'm 45. I'll be 46 next month. So, when you our age, right? Here's another thing too, and I don't know if you're gonna feel me on this, but I've studied this. This is real life. So, when you hit your 40s, summer ain't the season you be excited about. It be low key fall. I said it, and I'm not taking it back. I said it, and I'm not taking it back. When you hit your 40s, remember how you used to be in your 20s, your teens, your 20s? You couldn't wait for the summer. Summer. What niggas gonna do for the summer, right? Gotta get the body right. Gotta do this, bam. Gotta do this. I'm gonna hit the lake with the whatever. I'm gonna go get out there and do the whatever. No. When you hit your 40s, you be like, nigga, if this hot ass weather, don't hurry up and get by here. First of all, I don't even be at parties with 200, 100 people no more. That's out, right? So I ain't doing that. I'm definitely not being on a lake with a bunch of niggas who learn how to drive a boat Thursday. That's out, right? So hurry up and move past this season. Let me get to the fall so I can throw a hoodie on and some sweats, be cool, because it's easier for me to cool off easier for me to warm up than it is for me to cool down, right? In the fall, be cool. Cuddle weather, you with your boo, you with your husband, your girlfriend, your lady, your friend, whatever. You boot up, nice weather, cool. I'm in Cali, so technically it's 70 year round anyway, except the summer when you had them dumbass heat waves, right? So when you're in your 40s, the summer is overrated. You be waiting to get to the fall. And yeah, I said it. It's on record, and I don't care what you think. It is what it is. It is what it is. Ain't nobody tripping on summer. We not doing that. When you get this age, look. When you get this age, you can literally look at the summer. When it be spring, let me tell you what niggas that 40 be doing. They be looking at the summer. They be looking, right? So this is me in the spring looking at the summer. This is what I be doing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nah. Look at this. Look at this mess. That be me. That be me in the spring looking at summer like, oh no, hurry up and get me past that. I'm trying to get to the fall. Fall is where the real niggas at. Not really. That was extra out. But that's what I be looking at. I'm always looking at that. That's how I be feeling. That's how I be feeling. We be looking at the summer. Like, but remember, it used to get you hype. When you was in your 20s, when you was in your teens, your 20s, you couldn't wait to get to the summer. The summer, everybody out. Less clothes, no matter where you are, you go somewhere where less clothes be at. People all out, hundreds some people, right? When you in your 20s, what you do, you think about all the people, cracking, drinks, whatever, flock, girls, guys, whatever y'all be thinking about. Let me tell you what you think about when you 40. You tell you what I do. If I'm 40 and I happen to be, I hate this like this, but I love that it's like this, right? This protects me. If I'm somewhere 40 and I'm out and it's a bunch of people, summer, hot, people are sweating all over, right? Me, while y'all be like, oh, it's cracking, nigga, everybody here. What's up, my nigga? Hey, whatever, doing all that. You know, I be thinking, I be like, ugh, like y'all is filthy. The hygiene, like that's what I be thinking about. Wait, you just went from that to this, and you partying with the. Now you got alcohol. Now you just sweating with the. You just dance with. Are y'all drinking the? Y'all eating the food and touching each other? Then, oh, you kissed the girl. Then you kiss him, and then y'all. Oh no, this is where. Oh, this is where disease is created. Okay, this is where. My bad. I got it. I thought this was a regular party. This is where disease are created. My bad. Let me get up out of here so I can go do my thing. I'll be outside in the fall. Y'all can have this while y'all make a new COVID, right? I'm not doing this. I'll be in the fall, right? That's what I'll be doing. That's what I'll be doing. Because you gotta embrace it. Look, you have to embrace your age, right? Do what y'all be doing. Be careful because when you are in your 20s and early 30s, because y'all be trying to, you early 30, look, you early 30, mid 30 niggas be trying to show out and y'all be trying to live both lives of a 20-year-old and kind of acting like y'all unks to the 20-year-olds, right? But y'all ain't 40 yet. Y'all be looking at us like we old and outdated, right? So y'all be trying to hang that middle line, right? These are the people, you know how you can tell they are? You can tell the 30s are, right? You're at the party, bunch of people, kids turning up, shirts off. You know, the young niggas with their shirts off, trying to show they burnt ass tats to these girls who don't care about future yet, right? And don't care about income tax and all this grown stuff you're supposed to care about, right? So y'all get each other because it's pure lust in those moments, which is cool. You out having fun. I don't want to be the killer of that, right? But also y'all be burnt out. So 40-year-olds and up, they not there. We good. So the niggas that be around them, like on the edges of the club, look, 30-year-old niggas, mid 30-year-old niggas, and early 30-year-old niggas and mid 30-year-old niggas, they be on the edges of the crust. Them niggas are the crust of the club. You know how you take the bread? Well, I do, because real niggas usually do this. You know how you take bread, you take the crust off? Right? Because I don't like the crust of the bread, so I take the crust off. Boom. Peel it real thin, so I want to take most of the bread off. Your percentage bread crust ratio will be off. So you take the crust off and then throw that away. Boom. Now I got a real soft nigga sandwich. Soft sandwich with a nigga holding, not me, soft nigga. Anyway, the 30-year-old nigga, mid 30-year-old niggas to 30, they be the crust of the club. They just be on the outskirts of the club. Because they don't dance really no more. They kind of too old to really be mingling, but it'd be cool. And then some of them have made a good life for themselves, so they doing money. They buy a ridiculous 10 times multiple bottles and tables and couches and stuff. Spend a whole car for a girl that's gonna give you some regular, you know what I mean? So, but the niggas of 40 ain't even there, right? So that's. But I'm saying, embrace your age. Embrace what it is. You got to. You got to. You got to embrace what it is because I'm comfortable being who I am and being so not cool with being in most spaces today. It's too much stuff I got going on, right? I'm already a big dude. I mean, I'm not doing too much running. So why would I be somewhere where I got to athletically escape? That's out, right? I'm married, right? Let me tell you the last time I was somewhere and I felt so out of place. But I loved that I was invited. But I was so out of place, I couldn't wait to get up out of there. And I'm gonna say it because I'm a real nigga. You know, it's still shout out to the homie who was doing the thing. Let me tell you. So when I went to the Not Like Us video shoot, When I went to Not Like Us video shoot, I felt like, nigga, what are you doing here? Not because it's my brother, kids with my brother and all that. That's cool. That's my man's. And I was happy to see him in a bunch of cats that I came up with and rapping, and a lot of hood niggas I knew through. It was in Prob section. I went there with my man Problem, and it was in his section, right? So gang of blood homies I ain't seen in a minute. Gang of people I was talking to. It was really good seeing dudes. I had my camera with me, taking pictures. It was cool, right? But as I was looking at the people filling the area, I was at the scene when they was at the Compton courthouse, but not the one when they were on the ground with all the people. It was like he had a select few people on the roof. The top of the parking structure. It was like closed off so everybody can come up there. So it was like us, his dirt bike homies, a couple of celebrities, YG, a couple people's up there, whatever, and we was all up there chilling. But he did a scene up there, so we up there, and so they let some women come up there. Now, mind you, I ain't been outside in a long time. So I'm talking about I'm turned around for a second, and it was just all kind of like women from just all different age groups, different ethnicities, and they might have had out of 100 girls, there might have been one whole shirt spread up among. Hey yo, I know I'm old because out of 100 girls, they might have had one jacket amongst all of them. That's how naked everybody was. I felt so out of place. I'm so... Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me. But I was so out of place. I felt like, yo, what are you doing here? Hey, I made sure once Doc pulled up, I said, "What's up to Doc?" He seen me. See, I said, "Hey, my nigga, what's up, man? Good seeing you. Congratulations on everything. That was dope, cool. Do your shit, whatever, whatever." I'm back in a little bit. They doing the scene a little bit, and then I'm, do my one too. You know what I mean? But it was crazy because I'm like, I feel uncomfortable. Look, I get in the car. I called my wife. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What you doing? She's like, nothing, whatever. I said, man, I gotta get up out of here. She's like, why? What's going on? She thought something happened, like some street shit. I'm like, no, I'm straight. I'm good. Everything cool. I'm like, I'm telling my wife, I said, it's too many women here. Like, I'm out of place. I don't feel comfortable. If I ain't been in that kind of atmosphere since I was actually like a rapper on the scene moving around. Now, it might have been a dream for other people. Trust me, it was a dream for a lot of niggas who were there and seeing all them chicks up there. But for me, I was like, I ain't been around this in years. Nigga, I'm cool. I just want to get back to my wife. I don't be on all this stuff. I don't want to do the whole look, take a picture with me, take a picture, whatever, and do all the whole. And I'm not fronting. This is just, people who know what's up. This is a true story. But I was so uncomfortable. And I was like, I gotta get up out of here. I'm too old for this. And I don't care. I'm embracing it. I mean, it is what it is. I wanted to get to my wife. I don't care. Look, first of all, I don't even be places to where I feel like I gotta call my wife because I want to get to my wife. I be in cool spots. When I go somewhere, I go to the cigar lounge with the homie. Where we go get some food or something like that, whatever. I'm at the studio with my new gig, my partners, whatever, which I ain't been in the studio years outside of my new gig. And with my wife and my friends. We hanging out for game night, something, whatever. My son, we hanging out. I'm not nowhere where I gotta call my wife like, hey, yeah, where you at? I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? But I had to call my wife. I feel uncomfortable. I'm like, I ain't been around these kind of women in a long time. And I don't want to judge, right? But I'm thinking to myself, like, not everybody, I'm generalizing here, right? So don't take it Well, you can't take personal. You wasn't there, right? So, but don't get offended. A lot of y'all, I said a lot of y'all was not here for any good. Yeah, I got I had to go home. I could not do it. That hey, first of all, let me say, I was overjoyed about Kendrick and his whole run anyway, right? From the beginning all the way to Not Like Us, Grammys, Super Bowl, overjoyed with anything Dot had going on, right? I was amazed to watch him move through that year like he did. Awesome. So to show up at a video shoot of a video that I think was so monumental and go down as one of the greatest disc records in hip hop history. Yeah, I'm gonna show up, and I know it's gonna be. I know who his homies is and where he what section he out of and all that. I knew what it was gonna be. I knew the element. And it's in Compton at the Compton courthouse. Come on, man. Everybody out. The city is out. It wasn't just Compton people. The whole LA is outside. So to pull up, I knew what's up, but it's just I ain't been outside in a while. So to be in a mix, it's just like this a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It's weird, though. hey, hey, Michelle, what's crazy too is I got hella stories. Like real stories of crazy shit that be going down. Like music stories. I've been in the game for a while. Um, made my rounds, did a bunch of different stuff in music and entertainment. So I didn't even tell a story about. I'm not gonna tell a story. I'll, I'll say this. I'm not gonna tell a story, but I should tell it one day. But maybe I'll tell it in the membership. I can tell you about the story where did I ever tell you the story about when I was at the studio with we had a session with Wiz Khalifa. We was at the studio and Usher came and Usher showed up. I never told you that story. Hilarious. That's hilarious. hey, yeah, I did. Hey, I was at studio. I'm not gonna tell it. I'm not gonna tell it right now though. But I was at studio with Wiz Khalifa, being proud of a session with Wiz Khalifa. We had studio with I think it's called American. I don't know if people know the LA area. So Santa Monica and Santa Monica and Vine, behind the surplus store in the corner. And Usher came in and he did something. All right, I'm gonna tell a story. So all right, look. So we had studio one night. Myself, Prob, um, it's Wiz session, and he got music going, whatever. Oh, Ty Dolla $ign showed up too. So Ty Dolla $ign, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you what time it was. So Ty Dolla $ign was playing. Um, he had some new records he wanted to play Wiz. And one of those records was a song he had on with Kanye West off the is it Pablo album? I think it's one of the songs he did with Kanye off the Pablo album. I'm just giving y'all time, circa. So yeah, so Ty Dolla $ign ain't playing records. Me Prob and Ty go way back in the days doing music and stuff, LA area, So we we know what's up with Ty. But Ty and Wiz got their own relationship. If you remember, Ty Dolla $ign, I think, was signed to Wiz early on. If I'm not mistaken, I know he had a relationship, but I forgot if he was signed or not. But so yeah, we in a session doing shit. We actually got a song together. Me, Prob, Wiz, and Wiz got a song together too. We never released it, but we got a song together also. And so Usher, somebody said, man, Usher the studio. And somebody told Usher that Wiz was back there. So Usher pulled up. So I'm like, damn, that's dope. You know, I'm about to meet Usher. So Usher come in. I'm a fan. Usher come in, he said, what's up there? Everybody? I was like, what's up, dude? Big fan. You know, good meeting you. Oh, man, thanks, man. Appreciate you. So we in there hanging out. Ty get to playing records, right? So Wiz, obviously, if you know Wiz stay with like all the tree, right? Weed, obviously. And Wiz has his own brand called KK, right? It's called Khalifa Kush. Now, I don't smoke weed no more. At the time, I was smoking. It's been years now since I stopped smoking in 2019, 2020, 2019, 2018, I think. 2018, I think. I stopped smoking. Anyway, at the time, so Wiz always got KK on him. Khalifa Kush. Fire, fire, fire. Like, it's really high powered Kush. If anyone of y'all ever get to, try it, whatever. So you got jars of that shit in there. So he's smoking, everybody's smoking, we listen to music. Usher came in, they playing records. They playing records, whatever. Not Usher, just Wiz and stuff playing records. So Usher, so Wiz got a jar in the back. So Usher standing in the back. It's like a wall. We all looking at the big screen. They playing studio, playing music, stuff like that. So Usher in the back. And Wiz got a jar of weed next to Usher. A big old jar, like a mason jar, but a big one. And you're like, man, Wiz, can you mind if I get some? You're like, man, go do your thing. I'm tripping because I'm like, damn, I didn't even know the nigga smoke weed, right? When you meet celebrities, you don't really know all about them. Like, you don't know their real life or whatever. So a lot of people have these images you just don't know, right? So Usher in the back, whatever. And so I'm like, damn, nigga smoke weed. That's cool. So Usher grabbed some weed, grabbed like a handful of weed, whatever. And they rolling up weed, whatever. And they rolling up. And so he got the jar in his hand. He just, so we just all talking. Now we just talking. Everybody's talking. Nobody paying attention. We all just talking. So, nigga, we can talk about whatever, talk about songs, stuff like that, whatever. And Ty Dolla $ign finished paying records. We played the song we just did. Everybody like, oh, that's a dope record, whatever. The Usher like, shit, man, I'm about to head back over the studio, man. Wiz, when you can, man, just come fuck with me. I'll be over there. Cool. All right, cool, man. So Usher get up and he walk out, right? So me and Wiz looking. So everybody quiet, but me and Wiz looking at each other. We like, I know that it just happened, right? So Wiz look at me, Wiz know I'm the only one who's seen it. I looked at him, I said, nah, that didn't happen. Nah, he said, man, this nigga Usher stole my weed. Yo, this nigga Usher walked out with that whole jar of weed. like niggas wasn't gonna see it. He was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna head back to the studio. Like, my nigga, we see that it's a jar of weed. That nigga stole a whole jar of weed. Nigga walked out the studio with a jar of weed. Hey, remember the movie Life? When that nigga Eddie Murphy said, man, nigga walked off smooth with my bottle, didn't he? That's what I thought about. That's what I thought about. Nigga said, nigga walked off smooth with my bottle, didn't he? Yo. That nigga stole a whole jar. Damn, my nigga, the jar was like this big. A big ass jar of weed. That nigga was like, all right, man, I'm just head back over there. Like, nigga, we see the weed. We see. Oh, shit. I'm about to die laughing at this nigga. Oh, dude. Yo, that nigga would have did. That nigga. Hey, Wiz looked at me. Hey, it happened so fast. It happened so smooth though. No, look, mind you, it's like 10 people in the studio. Wiz looked at me. I'm looked at him. I'm like, because I'm new to the studio. So studio etiquette. I don't be doing extra talking and all that shit. I mean, Wiz. This is my second time meeting Wiz, so we not homies like that. I'm just meeting him for the second time. Rob and him, they homies. And I know Ty Dolla $ign, but I don't know nobody else like that. So I ain't talking. I'm just like chilling. I did a verse and I'm chilling, whatever. I'm doing my smooth studio shit. Studio etiquette, right? So nigga walked off. I'm looking. I'm like, because I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Nobody gonna say nothing. Fuck it. And then Weird's looking at me like, he said, man, that nigga just stole my. He said that nigga just stole my. I'm never gonna forget that. Nigga Usher stole Wiz Khalifa weed. My nigga, you cannot make this up. I was there. I watched it happen at American Studios. Nigga, I'll never forget. Never forget that. Every time I seen Wiz after that, I always remind him of that. Like, remember that nigga Usher stole your weed? Every time I see Usher, I think of that. If I see him in public, I don't even know Usher like that. And I remind him, like, nigga, you stole Wiz weed. Ah, that was funny, man. He walked off smooth, too. I'm not even bullshit. That nigga walked right off with the weed. I said, oh, this nigga, the illest nigga ever. Now, every time I see him, I see that. First of all, when he asked for weed, first of all, I mean, look, I ain't in the tax bracket yet to where there's an excessive amount of sharing, right? Because, we trying to get it, right? So when I was smoking weed, you can't grab a handful of nothing if I gave you if I pass the zip to you or something like that to get some weed or whatever, we ain't finna grab no handful. You gonna grab a whole ounce or something. You're not finna do that, right? You may grab an eighth or something, and smaller than that, grab a nug. Don't grab no. We not doing that. So I'm not in that tax bracket to where niggas grab handfuls of tree. But it was a big ass jar. But that's not the tax bracket I'm used to. I'm not that level yet. I'm the little homie in the back, right? While these rich niggas is making music and doing all this shit, whatever. I'm trying to get there. I seen that nigga walk off the weed. I'm like, then what's crazy is studio etiquette or not, I know theft. I know that weed was here before you got here. It is leaving with you now. That is theft. Dog, I was crying. That's he said added to the invoice. Oh man, that shit was so funny, man. It's so many stories like that. Hey man, I think about so many stories too, especially in studio. See, nowadays it's niggas got studios at home, so it takes away from the studio experience because even though I didn't like living in a studio, it's so many dope memories from doing music and collabs with other artists, or when artists was working on like whole projects and they would like book out a studio for like a month, so you go there every day, be fucking around, get lunch, a bunch of stuff, whatever. It was like cool moments and memories from that. You know what I mean? You know, I remember my first time meeting DJ Quick. Anyway, man. Look, man. Yeah. Anyway, it's a bunch of dope stories that we can tell. You know what I mean? That I've experienced in this game and been blessed to have been in some of the rooms I've been in and experienced some of the things and conversations and just been around. You know what I mean? I don't take it for granted at all. You know, it's pretty dope when you think about it. And you can look back and laugh at it too. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of dope stories. And because I wasn't tied to nothing. I think there's like levels to how you move around. So me, it's like I reminded them of kind of like these are my words, not nobody else's, but I'm trying to paint a picture. I reminded them of maybe like a younger Cube, and what I mean by that is not skill wise. I'm saying like I didn't game bang, so you couldn't tie me to nothing, right? Which means like there was no initial even beef of nothing. You know what I mean? Like the only early problems I had kind of with any kind of game banging was that my name had two C's in it. But outside of that, even Bloods really didn't care because they like, well, he don't game bang. He ain't from nowhere. We checked. We did the research. The nigga said it in the interviews. He don't game bang. So, and I wasn't cripping hard on the records. I wasn't doing a bunch of extra out game banging, right? So nobody tied me to nothing. So what happened was now I'm making a music that's nostalgic, that feels familiar to you, that you can also play because you don't automatically have this disdain from my section. My section is wherever I go. That's how I always moved in LA. There ain't an area I can't go in because I always been walking that fine line of like, I didn't gang bang, I'm just from the streets. I'm from my section. I'm from my section. I didn't get put on over there. I didn't get put on the section y'all thought I was from. I was from Watts, so they said I'm from every Watts gang that, imaginable. They see me with anybody. Oh, he's from that. So that kept me cool. It kept me moving in and out of spaces for like the majority of my time, even rapping. That's why I got solid everybody. Bloods, Crips, SAs, out of towners, foreigner niggas, like it's always cool. What's funny was even when I was rapping with Damani, people didn't want to fuck with Damani certain times because they felt like he was a Inglewood player, but like a blood rapper. With me, they just adjusted to me being, especially around Snoop and them. All Snoop and them was like, well, he's Crip adjacent. They kind of looked at me like two C's. It's the hoodie, the section he's from. They all Crips over there, so we kind of like cool. You know what I mean? So they kind of embraced me a little different, even though they know I didn't game bang. So I had access like a lot of niggas didn't have access because the records was dope too. My first record ever to hit the streets was the record I did called "Where You From." I think I told that story on here. And "Where You From" was different. You know what I mean? You talking about going viral before viral was viral. If we had like Instagram and stuff at that time, it would have been that. But viral in the streets is better anyway because through all the streets of LA, up and down the Midwest, through all the jails from LP all the way up to the pen, everybody knew my record. And man, who was that nigga from? That one nigga with the record with the. It kind of set the tone for what this is about to be, and it gave me a different kind of access. So I got to move around a lot because I made that record, and it got big, and it was on it was one of the few young niggas like me and maybe two other niggas, me, Melee, and another nigga from San Diego, were the youngest niggas on his mixtape DVD, the first mixtape DVD ever on Crazy Tune mixtape. Rest in peace, Crazy Tune. That's my man. He put my song "Where You From," my video "Where You From." Well, they shot the video and they put it on that mixtape, and it was over from then. It was over. That kind of set the tone for what I was gonna do for the next few years on some street shit and rapping, and it connected me with a lot of niggas. What was so dope was too, it got the attention of a lot of veterans that I was fans of, and I came up with listening to music. Right? Like I go to the bar, but I see King T, and though most of the niggas probably don't know who King T, well, the older niggas do, but most of the people don't know who King T is. Me, I'm always a fan. I always see him with respect. What's up, OG? It's always respect. You know what I mean? So when I met Snoop and all them early on and all that, it was always love. Crazy Tunes came to my house. When we talked about doing that record, he heard my record, came to my house. It was him by himself. He was in an old school. It wasn't like a low rider tricked out, nothing like that. He came in an old school, and he had a Tupperware thing full of chicken wings. And we sat in my driveway and just talked about music and what I want to do, what's my plans, and he fucked with my music. Him and his brother, talking about Dub C. Him and his brother were fans, and they fucked with me. And I was at all, because I'm like, nigga, you are DJ Crazy Tunes, and your brother is Dub C. Like, two fucking legends talking about me. And you in my driveway eating chicken. Like, you want to talk about some hood shit, real nigga shit, hood shit? Like, that's how our relationship started off. So, it's the access. I'm still talking about, I haven't went off trail. I'm still talking about the access, which gave me access, which I was always proud of because it wasn't that it was some fake, he got a pop record and his song popping, so everybody would invite me to the studio. It wasn't that. It was like, nah, nigga, I fuck with you. Come hang out over here. We may do records, we may not. Come hang out. It was love, and it was very humbling for sure. But also, I was honored to be close to any of these niggas. You know what I mean? Dre, Tunes, Dub C, Warren G, Snoop, the whole Dog Pound, everybody, all the people I just raised with, and then to be around these niggas was just crazy. E40, meeting all these dudes, these legendary figures, and then they like, yo, I fuck with your shit. For me, that was though all those times somebody said that, a veteran said that, or OG said that, that was my platinum record. That was my gold record. That was for me, my, you know what I mean? My wins. I counted them as such. And kept me in the mix. You know, it's yeah, man, it's been dope. And it's so many things too, so many stories, so many great times, so many times I was in rooms I couldn't believe the room I was in. I was just couldn't believe the person I just met. Couldn't believe the conversation I just had. I couldn't believe who house this is. I couldn't believe how did I get here. It's almost like not really, but so like imposter syndrome, right? You just feel like you don't deserve to be here. Or you don't. Why am I here? It kind of was like that, but not as intense as that could be. Maybe it was a sign of it, but because I had the confidence when I'm rapping or to be a rapper. But once I'm off, once I turn the mics off and I'm step out the booth, I'm so humbled by the reaction of people saying something was dope. When I was just full on convinced of myself when I was rapping it. You know what I mean? You know. Yeah, man. I'm blessed though. I don't have a lot. You know, I don't have crazy amounts of like money or crazy fame or like I haven't been as successful as a lot of my counterparts. I haven't been my passport ain't super stamped up where I've been all around the world. You know, but even with all that, just with the access that I've been able to have, the rooms I've been able to move in and out of, and the hands I've been able to shake, it's total confirmation, for me that God is an amazing God. Total confirmation. God is an amazing God, and He shows up for me how He shows up for me, and He's afforded me and showed me experiences where I've had some of the greatest moments in life that any human would have, just off experiences, you know. So I don't let that get lost on me. I don't let the moments or the stories or the whatever room I'm in at present time. I don't let that get lost on me. I'm usually I'm on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, man, this is dope, man. I didn't see. I had a little plan, but I didn't see it going this way. But I appreciate that. I appreciate when I do go off the rails and I'm a little, I can be a little silly. That you guys will go with me. I appreciate that. Um, what's next is I'll be doing music, but I'm approaching it from another way. That will be on the executive side. I don't want to be. Let me not say I don't want to be. I'm an artist and I'm an MC for life. I'm a songwriter for life, right? Um, but I don't want to put any initial pressure on myself with trying to tell myself, oh, you know what, I want to do an album. I need to start. I don't want to put that pressure on myself. So right now, I'm working with an upstart label with my good friend who's the CEO, alongside the label's co-founder. My man Stick's CEO, my man Savalas is the co-founder, and I'm stepping in position and really like an A&R guy, but I'm gonna call myself. It's so too much in the early stages. I'm a Mr. Everything Man. So Mr. Everything Man, I'm a TWG. That's Think Watch Global. It's a live entertainment company, music and entertainment company that I'm really really excited about. The whole soundtrack for the documentary that we just aired, we screened, Nothing to See Here. That whole documentary was done by us. I'm sorry, the whole soundtrack, the documentary was done by us. The score was done by us. Technically Sticks, but us. So all the music you hear was done by TWG. The soundtrack is amazing. You'll be hearing that soon. It's going to get released the same time as the premiere, which we're trying to hold me to this, trying to plan for a February release for the distribution for the release for the premiere for the documentary. So that's what I've been doing though. I've been holding tight for that. We've been taking meetings. God has been good. All this stuff is prayed for. So how it's gonna turn out is how it's gonna turn out. It's all been prayed for. You know what I mean? All God got to do is keep laying out the work. I asked him. We asked about this already. We prayed about this already. So it's in His hands at this point. And I will say, He's been showing up. He's been showing up, straight up. You know. So Tafashe, my good brother, I would like to say publicly, I miss you, my good brother. So glad to see you falling in today, man. For real. Tafashe, my good brother, I ain't heard from you a while. I'm glad you fell in, my guy. I'm glad you're of sight and mind, my good brother. I'm not saying I was worried like that, but it's good to see you, bro. Real talk. Real talk, man. You know, so I'm looking forward to y'all hearing. I'm looking forward to y'all hearing the soundtrack, and also I'm so looking forward to you guys seeing the documentary. It's absolutely amazing. You know, still got to try to get uh, uh, a linked copy also. So because I would love to show y'all here. Or no, not show y'all here. I at least need the full trailer link, at least, to get that going. But anyway, I'm so excited about it all. And I really got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Like I said, this must have been prayed over, so you know. I dig that, Tafashe. No doubt, bro. And I understand. Um, what I do for my end, my good brother, I'll be praying for you for sure. Praying that case go your way. Praying that car get taken care of, and praying you regulate as you need to. I pray your mind is healthy. I pray your body is healthy. I pray your spirit is healthy, and I pray you be okay. Okay, God always got you covered. Cause we praying for that. So I believe you're gonna be okay. But so you can hear me say it, I'm also doubling down on the prayers for you, bro. And I know God's gonna take care of you. So whatever you do, be patient. You know what I mean? To be patient and give it to God. He'll take care of the rest. 100%. Yeah, man. So I appreciate y'all falling in today, man. Today was super, super silly today. I'm about to go out and go get me some Rickies, like y'all would say. First of all, pause. That sounds crazy. I'm gonna give me some Ricolas. The way I said it, I sound crazy. Kev said it was fine, but the way I said it sounds absolutely crazy. And I can't say it like that again. So I'm about to go get me some Ricolas and sit mine down somewhere. I need some lunch and sit mine down somewhere. Straight up. But I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. And I still remember I got my saved haul right here. I'm so ghetto. So I'm gonna let y'all know. Tomorrow, listen. Sunshine baby, where you been at? Man, I miss you, man. Where you been? I ain't see you in the chat. You ain't hung out with a brother. What's up? You ain't come on my live. You know what I mean? Sunshine baby, what's good? We miss you here, man. I dig it. I ain't mad at that. Keep working, girl. Kevin, the same thing. Kevin been working too. Get your money. I ain't mad at that. Get your money. Take care of your family. It's good seeing you though. Good seeing y'all for real. Yeah, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Listen, for all y'all in here, remember tomorrow, 11 a.m. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. We'll be covering a very taboo subject. I hate people do that. A very real taboo subject. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about sex. Okay? Tomorrow, we'll be talking about what? sex. Sex. That's what we're covering tomorrow. I have special guest, my man, Mr. Howard 365. He's going to be such a pleasure to talk to, especially on these topics. That's my brother, but tomorrow's going to be a dope session. So tap in 11 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to do a post. I'll put a post up tonight for a reminder for tomorrow. But tap in, man, right here. It's going to be a different kind of homeroom tomorrow. All right? Different kind of homeroom. We're going to be covering sex. Tune in tomorrow, 11 a.m. for homeroom, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thanks for tapping in. Shout out to everybody in the chat today for holding me down, for listening to my silly stories, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. We'll be at y'all tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the SEX episode. Okay? See y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. I'm out.